Yo, we're watching RRR. Come watch it with us.
No, I can't. I'm really busy.
What? But it's a good movie.
I don't care. I have a lot of stuff to do.
No, put it down. Go watch it.
No!
No.
Jesus Christ.
He doesn't want to go.
No, he doesn't want to watch it.
You are coming with us.
No, I'm not. Hey, what are you guys doing?
Is it gonna be okay?
Yeah, I've done worse.
Let's
It's gonna
go,
be
man.
fine. Yeah. Alright, this is how it's gonna go, Ronan. I'm gonna ask you some questions, and if you comply, I'll let you go. But if you as little as scream, I'm gonna keep that on your face. Got it? Great. Alright. How you doing, Ronan? Today, I'm gonna ask you a series of questions that have to do with the movie RRR. Just give me these takes and I'll let you go. Starting with number 1. What did you think about the movie?
Well, I will say my personal taste in movies doesn't exactly line up with this style. I know a lot of Bollywood movies are very theatrical and musical, and nothing wrong with that. That's just not my favorite type, if I'm going off of a personal opinion. I will say, for what it is, yeah, it's pretty solid. If you're into that kind of stuff, I'd say you'd probably really like it.
Top Gun Maverick.
Maverick?
Yeah, Top Gun Maverick. Hollywood said that that movie saved the film industry, right? Hollywood film industry. RRR saved Indian film industry. So it's that good.
Alright, what did you like about the movie?
I mean, the story was pretty good. You know, they had a lot of cool backstory for the characters, and the fire guy had a real neat story. I like what they did with him. That was pretty interesting. The more serious, grounded moments that aren't as musical, I like some of them. They're pretty cool. They had some dope action in it.
What I didn't love about the movie, let's put it like that way. I love every aspect. If you have seen it, you agree with me, and you know what I'm talking about. But if you want to know, story very strong, plot amazing, surprising, twist, friendship, everything. What do you want to know? Everything, you're gonna get it in RRR.
Alright, what did you not like about the movie?
I mean, I had just a couple issues. Some of them are pretty technical. Other than is just personal taste. I will say, just because I don't watch a lot of Bollywood style movies, I'm not the biggest fan of how very theatrical and the musical and the kind of overdone, kind of over exaggerated parts of the film was not my personal favorite, but there is some, you know, redeeming stuff with some of the action. I will say there was a little bit of choppiness in some parts, like just some abrupt scene changes and that were kind of unexpected. Like when they did that whole dance thing at the party, I wasn't expecting it to break out into a full musical. But you know, if you watch that kind of stuff a lot, then you'll probably appreciate that.
So, what is the one thing that stood out to you the most out of everything that you praised about it?
Oh yeah, the truck scene when people are celebrating and then the truck comes over there and with the animal, you know, I didn't expect that one. It just comes out, and when I see that one in the big screen, oh my goodness! And that whole action sequence, that's my jam, bro.
Hell yeah. If you had one thing that you would change if you made the movie, what would you have changed?
None.
All right. Now, even though we just heard your thoughts, would you recommend RRR?
Absolutely yes. And if anybody is not watching RRR, then you guys are not a people.
If you had one thing you would change, what would it be?
Well, like I stated before, if it was my movie that I was making, I would make it just less theatrical, less overdone, and a little bit more like, what would this story look like if it was happening in the real world? And granted, there were a lot of parts of it that did look like that, but, you know, they also had a lot of overdone stuff. Like, some of the fighting was very over dramatic. It was cool as hell, don't get me wrong. All of those animals, when they popped up in that one thing, was crazy. But it was very, like, I was watching a Broadway play almost.
Would you recommend RRR? And if so, what would you rate it?
So if you're into that kind of Bollywood musical, super choreography and overdramatic stuff, then yeah, I highly recommend this movie. This will probably be right up your lane. And even if you're not really into that kind of movie style, there is some cool parts that you can still see from it and like appreciate. Like some of the action I really liked. I thought it was really cool. You know, some emotional stuff in there when it was a little bit more grounded was pretty nice. There is some cool cinematography in this movie, I will say that. It had some really neat shots that I really liked.
Now, what would you rate it?
Out of 10?
Yes.
100.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Arjun. And have a good day.
You too.
So just based off my personal taste, I would rate it a C+, just because of all that extra stuff that I'm not a huge fan of. But if you like that Bollywood style of movie, then I would probably rate this a solid A. Wasn't there one more question?
No, I think you're free to go.
Wait, really? Okay, cool. Can you untie me?
Yeah, just give me a second.
Okay. Wait, is the camera still rolling? Hello? Hey man, I thought you said you'd let me go. Hey, what is that in your hand, man? Whoa, hey, yo, chill. I'm sorry. Please stop. You said I was going to
Whew. God, now that I got that out of the way, I've been dying to talk about this movie. RRR tells a story of two legends that journey away from home, and when they come back from home, they fight against British colonists in the 1920s. I thought RRR was a very well done movie. The filmmaking on display is immaculate, with jaw-dropping action, emotional stakes, and two likable lead characters. The film was directed by S.S. Rajamouli and is directed beautifully. The shots, camera angles, and set design look absolutely stunning. The film stars NTR Jr. and Ram Charan, and they shine in their respective roles, doing a great job bringing these two legendary characters to life. Now, this brings me to the action, because the action is absolutely insane. Now, there are a couple elements where you could tell that maybe somebody was on a wire, or somebody was choreographed, maybe not one of the punches hit, or maybe the gunfire might look a tiny bit fake. But outside of that, the action in this movie and how it was helmed was beautiful. Especially a moment involving a prison and a guy with a mustache that was absolutely insane, and I could have watched that fight for hours because it was just that well done. It was so fucking awesome that it just really stuck out, along with a bunch of really cool action in this movie. Sorry, the blood's getting a little sticky. The choreography, overall, top notch. I will say, just like I said with one of my nitpicks, it kind of reminded me of The Raid and The Raid 2 and how that action is helmed. It was really cool stuff. The choreography is excellent. It really looked like everybody that was in the movie that had an action scene knew what they were doing. Punches felt real, felt brutal. I loved it. It all looked great. And just the effort behind just how they planned everything, it paid off because it looks beautiful. I love the choreography. I guess a strong element that I really liked that I took away from this movie were the characters, especially the main two, the two leads, which are supposed to resemble fire and ice, but their dynamic was so well done, it was actually kind of wholesome at times. And it led to a lot of really funny moments, but a lot of really emotional moments for when the drama really hits in this movie, because it starts off like there are a couple conflicting tones in this movie, but it's balanced very well because there's a lot of elements of darkness and a lot of elements of pure sadness, and there are so many moments of just humor that it balanced out pretty well. And I thought ultimately the two leads and the actors playing those two leads did a really good job embodying the characters that they were portraying. So that is another thing. The characters, really good, really solid, enjoyed it. Overall, this film is a crowd pleaser. There are so many great moments of build-up and payoff that I really enjoyed. Like I said, I'm not going to get too into specifics because it's really just best that you go in there watching it with as little to no knowledge of it as possible, because I went in not knowing much of anything and it just worked. It was really cool, and I think that everybody who decides to watch this should do the exact same thing. What I will say is that 3-hour runtime, there are moments of pacing issues and moments where things could have been trimmed out. There's a dance scene in this movie, and it's really well done, really well choreographed. The music is great, and I really enjoyed it. I will say it went on a little bit too long than I would have liked, to where the pacing, you really started to feel it drag a tiny bit. And there are just moments of downtime where the characters are just talking, where even though it is essential and some of it is for character development, there could have been a couple moments where they could have just trimmed it down. But overall, those are just really nitpicks. Other than the fact that some of the action, like with how big they were going with the budget that they had, because I don't think they really had the biggest budget, but some of the stuff, some of the action that they had, they were going insane with some of the action. I loved 98 to 99% of it, but there are a couple moments where you could just tell that maybe a character was on a wire. Or, for example, if somebody's on a motorcycle, you're like, okay, there was a green screen there, whatever. I didn't care. I personally enjoyed all of it. It was super entertaining, and I think that this movie is just worth seeing just in general. If you are a film lover or just somebody that wants to have a really good time but wants to have a really interesting experience, I think that this movie is perfect for that. And I will say, go in knowing little to nothing as possible. That's really the best thing I can say, because you will be blown away. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I've seen it about 3 or 4 times since then, and it really holds up. I really enjoy it. I'm gonna give it an A-. I really enjoyed this movie. This movie has so many great elements that just really elevate it above a lot of things that even Hollywood's coming out with lately. It was very good, really entertaining, and yeah, I give it an A-. All right. Shit. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to clean this off and then deal with that situation. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that cool shit. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. I got a lot of stuff planned. So yeah, hopefully once I deal with whatever's going on here, then I'm gonna pump out all that. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out. And have a good day.
You too.
Thanks for watching! Edited by Elysium Rapture. Sub to me or you're a meanie weenie. JK, you're just a dick!